Hi everyone, and as you know, I am back in Devon, so I thought I'd give you a little look at what we've been up to. I've been in the house at my daughter's this week. She lives in Brixham, and for the first time in almost 3 weeks, we have actually gone for a proper walk. Due to my back and my hip, I've not been able to move my leg very much. The tablets that I've had off the doctor have now started to kick in, and I'm in less pain during the day moving around. So today we drove down into Brixham, parked up at the Far Harbour car park, and walked into the town. And it was actually lovely to be out and about again. I've been going a bit stir crazy, just being sat around, parked up at my daughter's, and then since last week I've been looking after one of my granddaughters, and I've been staying in the house for those few days. So it's been a change. I've caught up on some TV that I haven't watched in ages, not having a TV in the car and not really bothering to use the internet for watching TV unless it's something special I wanted to see. It's been quite a nice few days here, doing a little bit of cooking on a proper oven, and also I've managed to get all my washing and laundry done, and to do a little bit more work on the car, although because that involves bending and in a small space, I've tried to just do simple little bits. But I am putting together a video so that you will be able to see in a couple of weeks' time what the inside of the Jazz is now going to look like. It's not a dramatic change as far as the bed, and it's just more the actual layout that's changed a little. But as you can see, today we were in Brixham. I've only really had one wet day where it's rained all day since I got back 3 weeks ago. So it's not as though we haven't been able to get out because of the weather, just that we haven't been able to get out because of my back. So I think now that things are improving a little, I should be able to make a few more videos for you. I hope you enjoy this one coming up. It's of the beautiful Port Soy and our little adventure we had there. And I'll just leave you with a few last views of Brixham, and then the Port Soy video will begin. Thank you for following the channel. Please share it with your friends on social media, as we're really struggling to get any new subscribers. And bye for now. Be good girl. Be good girl. Be a good girl. Come on, in. Be good girl. And we've got an old sailing boat being brought in. It looks very low at the back, so I think it may well have sprung a leak. It's being towed in by the one boat. The other boat is using the radio to speak to the other boat, so I think they're just keeping an eye on it to make sure it doesn't sink in the process. And they're actually trying to get it up onto the slipway where there's a van and trailer waiting. No, on, you two. And it's a nice day. There are a few grey clouds around, but nothing too much. And a look across the bay. You've got Peyton over to the left and Torquay straight ahead of you. It's Pam here, and today we are at the beautiful Bow Fiddle Rock. And we have just take a walk along the coast path. It really is a lovely view out to sea. It's a nice walk along the coast path. There's on-road parking nearby, and also there's a little car park that you can use. And it's a great place for spotting and watching the seabirds. And we've gone along now to the little harbour at Portnocky. Again, a nice little walk, not too far. Plenty of parking up on the top road if you want to walk down into the harbour. And still a working harbour, so quite busy. And then we went along the coast to Portnessie, and then further on to Spey Bay, where they have the dolphin centre and a little cafe, and obviously you can walk along the nature reserve. There's a sculpture project at Spey Bay as well. The visitor centre that has a cafe, a gift shop area, and then there are just lots of information details on the wildlife, specifically the dolphins. They've got cameras that you can operate which are based out at sea, so that you can see if you can pick any up, and it's really interesting, well worth a visit. And today we are at a slightly wet and windy Port Gordon. And it's famous for its seals, although I didn't see any. And it's one of a series of fishing villages. And we're just walking along the seafront at Port Gordon. I'm sticking to the roads at the moment. It has been a very wet 2 days. Yesterday we hardly got out of the car. Today not quite so bad, but I thought we'll stick to the road because it's quite windy down on the beach. And the little series of fishing villages are Port Gordon, Buckie, Findocty, Portnocky, and then you have Cullen and Port Soy. And all of them are really, really nice and well worth exploring if you're in Scotland. and travelling along the Moray coast, which is beautiful, despite the fact that we're not having great weather. Oh, doing full circle, she's come right the way round, trying to tangle me up as usual. Good morning, Lolly, come on, let's go for our walkies. And now Ted's gone behind me. Oh, honestly, you silly doggies. And on this occasion, I was parked up alongside friends Philip from Small Vehicle Campers and David from Desmond's Donders. And I saw my first osprey and tried to take a photo, but my camera wasn't very good. So this is a community garden project run by the residents of Port Gordon. And it's lovely. They have some polytunnels, little laid out beds of fruit, vegetables, flowers, and they obviously work really hard at keeping it so lovely. And a lady was telling me all about it. She's one of the helpers. Her name was Carol. We had a lovely chat about doggies. And she was telling me about the harbour, which, as you'll see in a minute, has a slight problem. So as we walk over to the harbour, I'll show you what Carol told me yesterday. That last year they did some work to reinforce the harbour. And the work has all been finished, but unfortunately, no one has taken away the wall of stone that was used to block the harbour while the work was being done. So Port Gordon no longer has a working harbour. Totally inaccessible. That's why there's no boats, only birds. Quite a few ducks were there this morning. But no, unfortunately, no boats. Apparently the residents are hoping that it will be sorted out sometime during the rest of the year. But they're not sure. So I'll keep my fingers crossed, as it would be nice to see boats back in the harbour. And as we spin around and take a little look, that's the village. And there's the Jazz, that's where we spent last night. Very quiet it was. But in a place that is famed for its huge seal population, I managed to visit and go to the beach twice, along the rocks where they always sit, and find not a single seal. That really seems to sum up my trip. I've been everywhere where people have seen seals and I haven't seen any. But when we visited Slains Castle at Port Soy, I did get to see dolphins. I didn't get them on camera, but I saw them, and that was amazing. And if I don't get to see any more seals, well, there we go. I saw a few when I stayed at Glenbuckty at Fraserburgh. Too far away to photograph. They look like my osprey, a bit like UFOs, or rather just looked like rocks. But never mind, I've still got a few weeks to go, so there's still time. If you can, give us a like, share on social media, and we'll see you next time.